going back to a man's role, I think like I have to keep everything together and hold the standards really high for my family. And I make bad decisions, like I still do. But at the end of the day, my kids and my wife are looking and depending on me to set the fucking standard in my house.
When a guy realizes that this life's not even about him anymore, you've stepped into that manhood range. And I thank God I can get on my hands and knees every day and ask for forgiveness and start over.
Those are extreme cases of like feeling that side and knowing what you need to do to not feel that way again, right? And that's one of the things that we're doing now as men is protecting our kids and protecting our sons. At the same time, we've got to make sure we're constantly reinforcing the lessons and faith and God and roles. And that's what I do with my son. And the last thing I would ever want is I don't do a good job. I don't spend enough hours with my kid and I leave them to the state to educate. And then they go off to college and they come back.
Well,
And
you don't.
they're completely lost. No, they go to private school and
Damn
stuff.
right.
But I still spend a lot of time with them. And now my son Michael, he's going to be 10.
Mhm.
And now I'm starting to ratchet it up, like making him a little bit tougher, more responsible. When I leave the house, I say, you're in charge of this house. Your duty is to protect your sisters and your mom.
Yeah.
He's 10 years old.
Nobody ever told me that.
But he takes it and he's like, takes it seriously. Like he's like, Dad, I got my bat here and it's a plastic bat. And he sets the alarm when I'm not there, right? And he makes sure the family's safe. And there was a raccoon in the backyard. And
Oh, really?
there's a big raccoon and all the girls are freaking out. And oh no, I'm sorry. It was a mountain lion. A mountain lion was
Come on.
was in my backyard.
A mountain lion.
Was in the backyard
You
and
got to shoot that freak.
and Michael ran to my wife Danielle, his mom, and says, "Where's Dad's gun? I know it's under the bed. Let me grab it. I'll take care of this, Mom." Like, and the kid wanted to go get my gun out of my gun safe.
Damn right.
And my wife was like, "This kid, where did that come from?"
Dude, be
But it's my
careful.
reinforcement of like, hey, you're there to protect, and you have to instill these values at a very young age because your foundation is built on those years. And so many parents just they don't know how to be fathers. They don't know what their role should be. They're too stressed about paying bills and fighting with their wife because they never have any intimate time together. They don't take family vacations because we're getting absolutely stressed to the max.
Yeah.
I mean, people are making 150, 200 grand a year.
And they're
They're barely getting by right now.
You know, I got my mortgage paid off and I'm paying them, $3,500, $4,000 a month just to live in my house. Now, that might not sound like a lot to you.
But you paid off your house. Do you know how many people can say that?
The point is, we're talking about what does it take to be a man? And, hopefully we could learn from our life experiences and improve and just keep working at it and keep working at it and keep working at it. I had a real blowout with my wife this weekend. I think I got some legitimate concerns, but the way I approached it was friggin' horrible. She is a lovely, lovely, hardworking, decent, beautiful.
Just be honest, man.
She's
This is like now Jim's fucking therapy hour.
No, you know what's funny about my wife, and I'm just gonna say this right now.
Go ahead,
I have
Jim. Keep
no
talking.
idea why she decided to pick me, because I am a effed up mess.
And that's not true. That is completely not true. And the fact that you would say that tells me more that you do have some trauma that you need to get through, and you should probably stop knocking the ayahuasca thing and go fucking do it.
Why don't you kiss my ass?
Yeah.
Mr. Ayahuasca.
Uh-huh.
Enter in the spiritual realm.
Mm-hmm.
What would Jesus say about that, Mike?
I think Jesus would be completely fine with it. It's the organized church that makes shit up for fucking hundreds of years.
Anyways, let's stop on that because you're gonna get me pissed off.
Um,
But in all seriousness, you gotta get up every day. Like I said, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I actually kind of dig what I do. I really help people. Part of what I do is disability law. I'm one of the few disability attorneys in this valley, and I think we do it the best. Chickley's and Johnson disability attorneys in Indio, California.
Please stop pitching your.
We do great. We do great. And, it's really a pleasure to see these people who are seriously impaired and they paid into the disability system through Social Security their whole lives, being denied and they're fighting.
I fucking hate attorneys, by the
That's
way.
what the
Keep
government
going, Jim.
does. But when I help them at the end of the day, it's a great feeling. So I'll always work. But man, I don't want to do what I'm doing. But you want to know why I do it, Mike? You want to know why? Because I have a responsibility to my family. I have a responsibility to provide them with a good life. And that is the trait, if I may say so, one of the traits of a man.
A man is not only supposed to provide for their family and protect them, but he's got to be a leader of faith and standards and ethics. And a man also needs to, if you're going to be a good man, strong man, you've got to spend time with your wife. You've got to dedicate. I do every week. We have a date night every fucking week,
Ugh.
even if it's busy. Every quarter, every 3 months, I take her on a trip, just the two of us. And I do a family trip too. But you have to dedicate that time, because if it all starts there, there's a foundation that's required. And the number one foundation is God. That's your number one it's more important. God is more important than my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
Because if I put my wife ahead of God, I don't have a foundation. So we start there. Then is the kids more important, or is the wife? The wife is more important. Because without a husband and wife that are on the same page and in a good place, there's no more foundation. You can't have a foundation of just, hey, it's all about the kids. Screw you. Get it right. You got to work together. And if you can't, be a strong man by yourself and get through your traumas and be in a position to provide, then you're not ready to get married. But once you get through that process and you got to find the right woman.
I became a man after I got married. I'll say this, right? I was a real delayed guy.
I mean, so did
I want to say something, everybody who might be listening. You know, it sounds like be a strong man and all that. And you're right. But I'm going to say it. You're going to fail. You're going to stumble. And that's okay. Don't make it a habit, and get your ass back up and do what's necessary to get back on track. I have a book of quotes I write down whenever I read something that seems to jump out at me. And one of the quotes, I forget who it was by, it says, when you find yourself lost, start again. I've had to start again thousands of times.
Yeah.
I had to start again this past weekend. I'm joking around smoking. I haven't smoked in years.
He smoked like the other week at my house when he snuck a
I
whiskey.
mean, I'll get up and run 4 miles tomorrow. I don't give a shit, right? You wanna know why? Because I'm a man, damn it, and I'm tough. No, it's not that at all. No, just start again. Get back to it. The other thing too, let me say this. You know what? One of the things that our poor young men are burdened with and diseased by is this fargan pornography.
Yeah, it's so bad.
You know what? I gotta tell you something, man, and my wife does, I tell her this all the time. I say, "Oh god, I've been with my wife for 20 years. I wouldn't touch another woman if my life depended on it. If something, God forbid, knock on make-believe wood here, something happened to my wife, I have no inkling to get remarried. I still look at her and I'm like, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? She's a good-looking gal too, but it's not just that. Just, and you know me, man, like, or maybe you don't know it. I got more ass growing up than a public toilet seat in Calcutta.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I was the king, baby.
Were you?
I was the king in Seaside Heights. I was the king. I was the king. I'd walk into those nightclubs. It was crazy. But,
Are you talking about the Jersey Shore?
oh, so remember that show Down the Shore? Or the
Yeah.
Jersey Shore?
Jersey Shore.
That was like, it was crazy time in the 80s. And it was fun. And I wish I can go back. I swear, if I went back at 17, I would do it all differently. I swear to you, I would do it all different. I wouldn't visit a nightclub. I wouldn't do any of that shit because it helped poison me. But
Sometimes you got to walk through hell to realize, and that's why I'm telling you, you can look at a situation, and it took me a long time to get over that because I grew up in the same fucking house you did, and
hold on. You did, but you didn't.
It's all how you decide to perceive things. So you can look at like, oh fuck, poor me, I did this happened to me, or oh, I would never go back in the nightclub, and I can say, hey, I'd never drink or do
It
that
was
or
all bullshit.
cheat. But at the end of the day, they all taught me lessons, and that's part of this path.
I understand. I
That's part of
understand.
growth, man. So
I
you have to go
understand.
through that fire, and that's one of the things that I'm concerned about with my own kids. I mean, they fucking have a nanny. They live in a beautiful
Got
home.
Ferraris,
Yeah, shut up, dude.
Porsches,
But I'm
Mercedes Benz,
but
a Land Rover, vacations in Switzerland. Get the fuck. You know where I vacationed once? Newark, New Jersey. I went and saw a Devils game. I'm riding high. This guy's driving a friggin' yacht.
anyway.
Are you
But
shitting me?
but they live in a protected environment where they're not tested, right?
It's the same with my kids.
They're not tested. So that's one of my concerns. That's why I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm gonna have to
They're tough kids, though. They're tough kids. Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna have to make him sleep in the backyard for the next 2 months.
You know what, man? Look, we went through it. And I said, we lived in the same house, but we didn't live in the same house. Remember, I got 10, 11 years on you. And I remember things quite differently before you were born. And I have a lot of experiences. You know, I have an exceptionally long memory for some reason. I remember being in the crib. I remember, this is before I was talking. I remember lifting myself up and I knew that if I screamed, that guy would come in the room. And that was my dad.
Mhm.
I remember playing with that. What do you call the thing? Mobile. I remember playing with my mobile.
This is amazing.
So I have tremendous memories going all the way back. Do you know what my first concert was? My first actual rock concert? You wanna hear this crazy shit?
Sesame Street.
Nope, 1972. That's how far back I go, brother.
Fuck.
Yeah. And by the way, we talked about tomorrow's my birthday, and you think I'm 57, I'm not.
You are 57. You're 10
Okay.
years older than me.
That's the story that's been weaved.
I have a copy of your birth certificate. Is that fake too,
Did
Jim?
you get the bullshit birth certificate from your buddies over at
Jim always makes that. He's got to make up one lie every time we hang up. So, all right, Jim, tell me about how you're fucking 72.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
See, you're putting words in my mouth. Absolutely. No, all joking aside, but back to your kids. Realize, let's talk about my son, Hank. I tell him, and he doesn't get it, because I guess he doesn't get it. One of the toughest human beings I know. You know the circumstances under which he came into this world. 4 months premature. My wife and I are visiting that ICU, the NICU, every day. And you could just see how he had the will to pull through. We all got it in us, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that, unfortunately, you two, I was thrown to the animals early on. You
I had it all cush, according
No,
to
you
Jim.
didn't.
It was
You
fucking
woke
wonderful.
up, you came in you were coming into your own in a very, very challenging environment. And then one day, your dad's not there. It's just not there anymore. And you didn't have a bad relationship with the guy, did you? No, you didn't. And just one day, you wake up and he's not there. And then you're hearing all kinds of weird shit. But I'll tell you, brother, all joking aside, unbelievably proud of you. I cannot begin to tell you. You're like, I'm blown away. And it's not really just about how well you've done financially, what you've done, but how you became a fucking man. I'm telling you. I say this all the time to people. Who's the toughest guy you know? Mike Mead. Oh, it's your brother. Who's the toughest guy you know? Mike Mead. I'm telling you, it just happens that the guy happens to be my brother.
I'm not the toughest person he knows.
You're the toughest guy I know. You're a little bit nuts, and you're an alpha male to a weird degree. But all seriously, you're the toughest guy.
Yeah.
And I told this to somebody once, and they said, you're the toughest guy I ever met. I said, no, really, who's it? He was like, you. I'm like, shut up. I think we have a tendency to downplay it.
Anyway, the other thing that I think men should do is mentor other kids and other men. So getting back to you mentioning that, like, hey, you got to start over. That's a huge part of just life. But even me, like I do $40 million investments, and I got to put up all my cash, and sometimes, I
Gotta put up all your cash, $40 million.
no, but sometimes I even leverage where I'm like, fuck, if this doesn't work out, I can go bankrupt. So I put my ass on the line over and over and over again. I think I'm beyond that now
You're not
at my
risk
age,
averse.
but I definitely took a lot of risks to get here. But there was times I made mistakes and I did have to start over. I mean, I filed bankruptcy and I was in my 30s.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew that.
and I had to start over. But
Donald Trump filed bankruptcy like 5 times, 4 times.
yeah, but he's on his second cigarette. But
I'm
anyway,
smoking the same damn cigarette because they're American spirits. They burn slowly, gentlemen.
but but anyway, you do have to start over. But going through that, there's always stresses. Every day there's stresses. And what I
Stress.
do is I don't involve my wife in those or my kids. So
I wish I could be like you. I'm like such an erratic.
I go to work and I could have like, holy shit, like what I just lost this hadn't happened, that deal didn't come together. I got to fund this capital calls and like,
Holy
what am I
shit.
gonna do?
I don't know how you do it, honestly, because you know what? You know what you got?
No, but
Capacity.
let me get back to
Okay.
the topic.
Here's the topic.
So I keep that inside, but you have to release it somewhere. So I think an important part is to have a friend or a group of friends that you can go just chat with. And maybe it doesn't mean going out and get fucking trash. Go have a beer or just go to dinner. I do jujitsu. So at jujitsu, we go there and like we'll beat the shit out of each other and we'll take a round off and we just chat. And like that's like, hey, that's like me and my buddies get to hang out for
Yeah,
a
that's
few hours. It's a release. And a lot of guys feel alone. And sometimes relationships don't work out or they marry the wrong woman or they're having financial problems and they fucking off themselves instead of having an outlet. So it's okay to go out.
Is that the course we just off ourselves?
You just off yourself. No, but what I'm saying is there's a time and place for everything. And your role as a man is not to stress out your fucking wife and the kids. You got to man up and just you keep that within yourself, but you still need an outlet.
That's the lesson of tonight. I unfortunately, and that is one of my faults, I bring it home too much.
My wife never hears a negative aspect about business.
I learned some from
Ever.
it. Getting printed on me.
Yeah, she never hears a negative thing. All she hears is the good news.
Such a bitch that way.
You got to stop doing that.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no
And
need
that's
to
the
do
other
that.
thing about being a man. Take the truth. You know, I can't talk to my wife in a certain way. She's a woman. She's sensitive. All right. So, in conclusion, to be a man, be selfless. Love your wife, man. Love her and love her only. Young guys who are watching this, put down the friggin' porn. Women are not pieces of meat. They're not there for your physical pleasure. They're not. They're beings created in the image of God. They are to be cherished. They are to be loved. They are to be nurtured. And there's a biological, spiritual aspect to it. When I'm out of line in my family, you could feel, I don't even have to say anything. You could feel the bad energy. They suck it all. They suck it up from me. And I can't imagine that's uncommon in other relationships. I mean, everybody's different. I get it. But if I'm not trying to do my best every day, even if I'm being nice and I have a happy face on, you could see it permeate throughout everybody. That's the spiritual, God-given, God-arranged role of men. Love these women. Protect these women. Forget about yourself. Forget about you.
It's not that you have to forget about yourself and because I have needs too, right? We all do. But at the end of the day,
Take care of yourself.
every single morning I wake up and I do my little prayer that I want to be a better version of myself today. So every day I'm notching up and I love so you got to love challenges. If you want to be a real man, love fucking war, love challenges because fucking life is tough.
You know,
Everything is tough. Having a relationship for fucking 40 years is tough. Raising kids, it's tough. Dealing with fucking work is tough. Paying bills is tough. So you got to like learn to love the fire. And if you can love challenges, like I get bored. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to go start I'm going to build a fucking studio and do a podcast. Like you have to love challenges. Go ahead, Jim.
I'm gonna go build a studio and do a podcast. I'm gonna go yachting to Australia.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me? I gotta go take a run. Go swim a mile. That's all I can do at this point. But you know, you mentioned some getting together with guys. I started a Bible study on Wednesday nights.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of it is it's a study and a time for men to get together and just kind of ask for prayer and ask for help and kind of tell us about their problems. We pray, we're laying hands and stuff. It's crazy. I love it. I love it. You know what another man is? I'm gonna throw a shout out to my buddy Todd Schufelt. Another guy, man. No, Todd.
They're all like his childhood, like New Jersey.
No, Todd. No, Todd's a California
Oh,
fella.
is he here now?
Yeah, he grew up in San Bernardino.
Okay.
And if you met him,
Is that the judo guy?
no, he's just he's the happy, funny guy who's always joking around.
Okay.
A man through and through. Through and through. He makes his mistakes like we all do, but another man. I'm blessed because I'm literally somehow got surrounded by men. You know?
And I just think the other day, women, they don't want to marry a man that doesn't understand the definition of what it means to be a man. No matter what the fuck they say, they want someone that they're going to feel protected by. They want a man that they know, shit, he might not have any money right now, but he's got a good work ethic, and we're going to be okay, and he's going to fucking work his ass off, and we'll be okay. And that's how it was with me and Danielle. Yeah, like I was broke when she was with me, completely broke, right? And she stuck by my side and helped me become a better version of myself.
I met her when she was 13 years old.
14.
14.
Yeah. She thought you were my dad at the wrestling matches.
Really?
Yeah, she thought you were my dad.
I remember. I'm gonna tell a quick story real fast.
Oh fuck.
So I'm at a wrestling match, and Mike was a very good wrestler in high school, and I'm at one of his matches.
I was average.
You know, you were good. And everyone's there, and I'm sitting by myself because I don't like people and I don't want to sit next to people, you know? And I'm watching across, and all the kids are there, and there's Danielle in the front row. And some dude walks up to Danielle and sits down next to him, some suave Mexican kid, and puts his arm, you know, and she's like, and Mike's up to wrestle. They call his name. So when that happens, you run onto the mat and you wrestle. Mike stopped, saw the kid, ran up to the kid, got in his face and said something to him. And I remember the look on the kid's face. And he made sure he laid down the line before he got on the mat. Then he went on the mat and beat the shit out of the kid.
That fucking pissed me off,
And
dude.
then
I
went
was
back
so
to the
fucking
kid.
I like raped this kid. I don't know who the other kid was,
Oh, yeah.
but I think
And I remember our brother Anthony had some shit. I remember Clay Domino telling me the story. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, did you hear what Mike did? I go, no, what did he do? He goes, some kid was pushing around Anthony. He just showed up and walked out of class and went into the.
No, I was looking for him. He's running from me like for a week. And I was going to he's going to the restroom. And I was in class, and I remember it was Mr. Lott's class. And I think I was a student 8 or something in the class. And Mr. Lott, he was a gay guy, black guy, but real buff and loved me, right? He was just like, and I get up and I fucking ran out of the class, and I just went at him. I'm like, how dare you put your hand on my fucking brother? Put your hands on me. And I'm like yelling at him, full blast. The whole class came out. Mr. Lott's like, calm down, Michael. And I fucking backhanded this kid as hard as I fucking could, like boom. And he's like, I'm like, come on. And he didn't do anything. And then like Mr. Lott's, okay, he's had enough, Michael. He's all, come on, Mike, come on. I didn't get any trouble. And that kid literally came up like a week later, apologized, and like,
You hit him again?
no, whatever. I said, okay, whatever. But that's part of being a man, is protecting the ones you love.
Gosh darn right.
And that's my little brother, and you don't fucking put your hands on my little brother, right?
So I was the oldest. No one really, I had nobody there to protect.
Jesus, poor Jim. Give him another whiskey.
No, I'm shitting you. That's the difference.
Give me a cigarette so I can burn
that.
him.
Well, that is the difference.
Michael fucking tied me down at the podcast. It was burning me.
No, but honestly, that was one of my problems. Is like, I had to figure it out all myself. I had to rise to the occasion, and I did when I was 15. I had an episode. I won't get into it because I've talked a lot, but something happened on the street where I threw caution to the wind, and I took on some guy who had been just some tough cat who had been just brutalizing me for a long time. And when it was over, I realized, you know what, I could protect myself. And that led me down to understanding that I don't need anybody.
With that said, Jim's counseling session, I think there's a call to action, I think, for all men. Let's do a call to action.
So call to action.
You got to rise to the challenge of being the protector, the provider, and the leader in your families and communities. And it's not just your family, it's your community. So when you have extra time or you're blessed with extra, money, be a mentor. Go volunteer on a board at your kid's school so you can look at the curriculum, look at what they're teaching, right? Being fucking involved. Um, and all these classes and all these courses and all these degrees, they have evil intention behind them, no matter how
Oh, yeah.
they do. They straight,
Designed by the enemy.
and I think we need to recognize that and
Yeah.
vocalize it because it's true. And I feel bad for the kids getting those degrees and having that mindset and come out and being completely unfucking prepared. Not only for society to like, fucking take care of yourself, but to be in a relationship and evolve into the role that God designed them to be, a mother or a father. And I'm not saying everybody has to fucking get married and have kids. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But if we all just go that direction and stop procreating, humankind's dead. So I just think there's more to it, and I think more men should stand up and say, "Hey, enough's enough."
Enough's enough.
There's nothing toxic about being a man. There's nothing toxic about being dangerous, right? You got to be dangerous, but you need to be able to control it. And so that's where I leave, man. That's the end of the show, Jimmy. Unless you got something else, another story from New Jersey you want to talk
Next time I'll talk about the story where I defended my girlfriend and took on like, I don't know how many guys it was. I think it was like 6 guys.
Do you know how many times I've heard this story? And the number of men change that you fought.
Eight.
I think your
It was a
girlfriend.
lot of guys.
Uh-huh.
It was a lot of friggin' guys.
Okay. Next time.
Next time, boy, do I love to get into it. Even at this age, what do I
The
want?
last show Jim's on. Just kidding. No, thank you for coming, Jim. I appreciate it.
I could be home eating dinner with my lovely wife. Later.
A man stands tall when storms arise, with steady hands and watchful eyes. He guards his home, his word, his land. Through faith and work, he makes a stand. Not by wealth or fleeting fame, but honor bound, he earns his name. To serve, protect, provide, defend. His strength, a gift the weak depend. Though voices mock and cultures bends, the timeless truth still stands, my friends. A man is forged through love and strife, by God, by family, and by life.